Hey everyone, it's Apostle Michelle Peterson. Hey you guys. Okay. I had a long day today and I had a few sessions to do, so I am recording this video after I have done all those sessions. So I'm a little tired, but I want to share this word that I got from the Lord with you guys, okay? All right. So I have my little thing here, so it's my microphone, so it may be too loud. I hope it sounds okay. If I start coughing, you guys just cover your ears. I don't know if the microphone's going to be too loud, but so okay. So this word, the Lord actually showed me a vision first. So I'm going to share the vision with you guys, and then when the Lord told me basically about what the vision meant, I started asking him some questions. And so the questions basically that I asked him are questions that, that I kind of was thinking something that you guys might want to know. Like if I post a video, you guys might ask me certain questions in the comments. So I went ahead and asked the Lord those questions that I was thinking that some of you guys might ask me. So I asked him the questions, and so I got um, some things to share with you guys what he actually said. Okay, so I have it written down here. Okay, so the vision was um, it was a vision of a cliff, and I saw like multitudes of people walking to this cliff, and they were walking off of it unknowingly. They were walking over this cliff. They didn't know they were walking over a cliff. Um, and so I looked back. I looked like back on the cliff to see like how many people were back there, and I could just see nothing but people. Like it was just like the whole world um, was walking towards this cliff unknowingly. And so that's what the Lord actually told me. They were walking um, off the cliff unknowingly. So this is what he said when I asked him about that vision. He said, "They are walking off the cliff. I want to help them." Okay. And so let me drink a little bit of water so I don't cough that much on you guys. Wonder how loud that was when I drank it, because the microphone is right here. So tap tap. You can hear, probably hear me drinking and everything. So I'm gonna try not to make too much noise for you guys. My hair is just all over the place. It's a long day. So I asked the Lord the question that I asked him after he said that people were walking off the cliff, and he said, "I want to help them." So the question I asked him was, what can he do to help the people from walking off the cliff? I asked him, what can he do? Because he said he wants to help them. So I asked him, what can he do to help the people? He said, they have to come to me. They have to know me. And so whenever he said know me, like it was just like it stood out so much. So I started asking him about knowing him. So this was my question about I said, what do they need to know about you? He said they need to know me personally, a relationship. Okay. Um, that's really important, you guys, like knowing God personally. I know we know him from the Bible, and then whenever we become Christians, we enter into a covenant relationship with him, because most of us, we don't want to go to hell. Most of us, we don't want to go to hell. So, we want to straighten our life up, clean our life up, and start living right, and, walk in a straight and narrow path. And, but a lot of times we don't get to the intimacy, the knowing God personally, which here he's saying it's a relationship. Okay. And this is what makes things different, is knowing God and knowing him personally, knowing of God, believing in God, but knowing him personally, having a relationship. Okay. So relationship is different. And so I asked him this question. I said, how can we know you personally? Okay, excuse me. And then he said, they will know if they communicate with me and I communicate with them. If they don't communicate with me, then I don't communicate with them. Okay? That's really important to kind of know that when it comes to a relationship with God and anything, it's really up to us, you guys. We have to initiate, we have to want it. Um, God definitely wants it with us, but we have to want it. It's something that we have to communicate. You know, he's saying if we communicate with him, he'll communicate with us. You know, if we don't want to communicate with him, he's not going to force it on us and say, I'm forcing you to communicate with me. I'm forcing you, you know, to be in a relationship with me. That's not him. He wants us to um, communicate with him, and he said he'll communicate with us. Okay. Um, Again, this is what he said. They will know if they communicate with me and I communicate with them. If they don't communicate with me, then I don't communicate with them. Okay. And so now this is relationship. This is just not, you know, the Lord, you hearing the Lord call your name, you know, but we're talking about a relationship, like the intimate part. That's the part you want to pursue. You want to constantly communicate with him. You want to constantly, you know, focus on him. So then here, I asked him, how can we start a personal relationship with you? And so this is what he said. They have to focus on me as much as possible each day. They have to communicate with me and I will communicate with them. Okay? So when I asked him, how can we start a personal relationship with him? Because I wanted to ask this question for people who may not feel like they have a personal relationship with God. Maybe you just know things about God. You know, maybe you just go to church on Sunday. Maybe you read things about God in the Bible. Maybe you read your Bible, you know, and pray like for hours and hours and hours, you know. Maybe you go to church on Sundays. Maybe, you know, that's your Christian life. Maybe you don't feel like you know God personally. Maybe you don't have intimacy with him. You know, you don't have a relationship, a personal relationship with him. And maybe that's the question that you wanted to ask. You know, how can we start a personal relationship with you? And so he said they have to focus on me as much as possible each day, and they have to communicate with me, and I will communicate with them. Okay, so it's all about the communication. That's what makes any relationship when you think about it. Any relationship that you have that is something intimate, it's a person that you can talk to. You can call them up on the phone. Hey, how you doing? You know, how was your day? How was your day? And it's someone that you know you have closeness with, you have a bond, you have a connection with. You talk to them all the time. Now, prayer is great. Prayer is really good. You know, if you go and ask the Lord for things, or if you're praying for someone, those things are great. But prayer doesn't have anything to do with a relationship. Relationship is something different. It's personal. Something personal is not just going to God, telling him all your problems, and you know, and just dropping, you know, all this negative stuff on him. No, it's actually like getting to know him, focusing on him, like, you know, like learning about him and like a relationship, you know. If you had a best friend, how would you be with that best friend? Would you talk to them every day? Um, Sometimes, but you know, God is that best friend and he's constantly with you. So here he's saying he wants us to focus on him as much as possible um, each day, not just once a week, not just every blue moon, but each day. That's what a relationship is. And so the things that he said here is, you know, how can we, like, the question I asked him, what do we need to know about you? And know him personally, which is a relationship. And so when I asked him, how can we tell, you know, how do we know, how can we know him personally? And then he talks about communicating with him and him communicating with us. So that is like something he really wants you guys to start doing, is the communication with him. And you guys, that's really why I'm doing the prophetic class. Um, Even though, you know, when I used to teach, I used to do conferences and I used to teach people, and when I mentored and did a lot of stuff like that, I stopped doing it um, because people wasn't using that gift the right way, and the enemies really started attacking them very bad. And so when you start communicating, your motives, everything has to be pure. It has to be all about you getting to know God, getting that personal relationship with Him. That's what you're communicating with Him, is to have that relationship with Him, not to just know things. Um, and so I stopped teaching, um, you know, what I'm teaching now. I stopped doing it because of that reason, but it is really all about the communication, the relationship with Him. That's what makes a relationship with Him. So communicating with Him is very important, you guys. Um, very important. And so that's what a relationship is all about. And so that is the word for this month, February 2020. And you guys, focus on positive. Don't forget, this month is open heaven. And in case you haven't seen the video that I have, the first one, during the months, it's 3 months in a year. During these months, you want to focus as much as possible on beautiful, pure things, lovely things, whatsoever is of a good report. You want to focus on nothing but good things during this month, period. You want to try to do it every day if you can, but definitely during these type of months, because the Lord said what you focus on a lot is what's going to happen. So if you're focusing on negative stuff, all this bad stuff is happening, and that's what you're focusing on this whole month, or even a whole day, that type more bad stuff is going to start happening. So try to focus on good, like good stuff, lovely things, Philippians. Try to focus on all those good things during these months, okay? So that you'll see blessings start to follow you. And all right, you guys, and also communicate, hang out, focus on the Lord, spend time with Him. When you're focusing on Him, just take that special time out, 30 minutes minimum a day, to just totally focus on Him and just communicate and talk to Him, and also try to listen too. And because He said, you communicate with Him, He's going to communicate with you. So just know He is communicating, even if you can't hear Him, but He's communicating. But you just do your part, and that's what it's all about, is having that relationship. Okay. All right, you guys. So I have another video for you guys. I think I might try to record it right after I stop this video, because yeah, I think I might do that before I go to bed. Okay, you guys, so I will see you in the next video. God bless.